82% of you aren't subscribed. That's like missing an open goal from 5 yards out. So if you don't mind, please hit the subscription button and help me hit 30k by the end of this year. Massimiliano Allegri has been brought in to help rebuild AC Milan after their disastrous season that saw the club crash out of European contention, not to mention fall well below expectations. With the threats of losing some of their top players looming, Allegri's return to the San Siro comes at a crucial time. The former Scudetto winning manager brings with him a wealth of experience, tactical balance, and a no-nonsense approach. As Milan aim to bounce back, Allegri's emphasis on structure, resilience, and pragmatic football could be the foundation needed to bring a new era of rebuilding and resurgence. The formation under Allegri will resemble a few key similarities to what Sergio Conceição's AC Milan looked like, as he used the 3-4-3 structure. However, Allegri will bring a more pragmatic edge, and this can be achieved simply by shifting the structure to a 5-3-2, and this formation will largely be seen when out of possession of the ball. This setup allows the team to maintain compactness and defensive stability, as these are hallmarks of Allegri's tactical approach, while also giving the attacking players the freedom to operate with creativity and fluidity in advanced zones. And this structural change reflects Allegri's footballing philosophy rooted in relationship, a style that prioritizes spatial awareness, player relationships, and game context over positional play. In the 5-3-2, Allegri seeks to create a solid defensive block with 5 players at the back and a midfield three that can press, cover, and transition effectively. The 2 forwards are given the relational freedom to connect with each other and drop into pockets of space, while the wingbacks and midfield support with calculated timing. By using this adaptable formation, Allegri can instill a system that values control without sacrificing fluid attacking play, ensuring that AC Milan can defend as a unit while still being able to exploit the space in transition. And this system as a whole is designed to slowly rebuild confidence, structure, and identity in a side that's desperate to return to Italy's elite. The tactics that Allegri will look to implement at AC Milan will reflect his trademark approach. They'll be simple in structure, pragmatic in nature, but highly effective when executed properly. The manager's philosophy revolves around efficiency and flexibility rather than idealism. And to be honest, this is a fantastic match for AC Milan, who are a side that needs stability after an incredibly underwhelming season. The team's build-up play will be set to a balanced approach, allowing the side to alternate between shorter, controlled phases of possession and more direct vertical progressions. This flexibility means that Milan can build calmly from the back when unpressured, but also launch long passes into the front line when facing an aggressive high press. And this is because Allegri values reading the flow of the game and adjusting accordingly. He'd never demand sterile possession for the sake of control, but he does expect purposeful build-up based on the space and pressure that evolve throughout the course of a game. Player movement will be a key part of the system, as Allegri will grant his players the freedom to rotate and drift into open channels, exploiting spaces between the lines and drawing defenders out of position. This relational style of play allows for natural combinations and intelligent link-ups, specifically in transition phases, where the speed of Milan's forwards and wingbacks can be lethal. In attack, the side will blend positional play with fast break counter-attacks, especially when winning the ball in midfield or deeper in their own half. With powerful ball carriers in midfield and pace in the wide areas, Milan will become a team capable of switching gears quickly, as they'll be able to strike directly when the right opportunities arise, or gradually progress the ball forward when needed. Ultimately, Allegri's Milan will aim to create chances through multiple avenues. That could be central overloads, wide overlaps, counter-attacks, and set pieces. And this variety will make them very difficult to predict. Defensively, Max Allegri will shape AC Milan into a disciplined and compact unit, built on the foundations of a deep organized block. And this is an approach that he successfully used in the past, both at Juventus and previously at AC Milan. The defensive strategy will be to sit deep, not only to shield the backline, but also to create an ideal structure for launching counter-attacks. And unlike high-pressing systems that hunt the ball in the opposition's half, Allegri's Milan will adopt a more patient stance. His side will allow opponents to initiate their build-up, selectively pressing in the second phase, the exact moment the ball enters the midfield. Rather than chasing aimlessly, Milan will stay tight and narrow, luring the opposition into the central spaces where Allegri's midfield trio and central defenders can close down passing options, disrupt their rhythm, and immediately launch balls forward into open space for the team's quick attackers to chase. One of the core elements of Allegri's defensive philosophy is to force the opposition wide. During his Juventus tenure, his teams became famous for clogging the middle and forming impenetrable central walls that force the opposition onto the flanks. Opposing teams will be steered towards the sidelines, where their attacks will be funneled into low percentage crosses, which Milan's 3 central defenders will be well equipped to deal with thanks to their positioning, aerial ability, and anticipation. And defensively, the structure will be further reinforced by the wingbacks, who will drop deep to form a back 5 when out of possession of the ball and create a sturdy and solid structure that's incredibly difficult to try and break down. Ahead of them will be 3 central midfielders who will offer additional protection by screening passes into dangerous zones, pressing when needed, and tracking runners through the middle. And this defensive setup is not passive, it's calculated. Allegri's Milan won't look to suffocate teams with constant pressure, but instead will expertly control space, absorb pressure, and strike decisively once the right opportunities present themselves. It's an intelligent, pragmatic approach that fits both the squad's physical profile and Allegri's trademark emphasis on structure, control, and game management. In this new look AC Milan side, the goalkeeping position will be occupied by Mike Maignan, provided he does stay at the club. The Frenchman will operate with a defensively focused goalkeeper role, which emphasizes traditional responsibilities over the modern sweeper-keeper approach. Allegri has never been over-reliant on his goalkeepers posing as auxiliary defenders. Instead, its philosophy demands reliable shot stoppers who can read the game and distribute wisely when under pressure. And Maignan is a natural fit for this model. He combines excellent reflexes and shot stopping with a strong ability to read the flow of play, especially during transition moments. When Milan are in control and able to build out from the back, Maignan will look to keep things short and simple, linking up with the centre-backs and midfielders. However, when under heavy pressure or when the team needs to break quickly, Allegri expects his goalkeeper to bypass the press entirely and launch accurate long passes into the attacking third. This suits the French international perfectly, as he's known for his precise long-range distribution, often picking out wide players or forwards in stride to launch counter-attacks. As for the backup, Sportillo will serve as the second-choice keeper. While not at Mainan's level in terms of ball playing, Sportillo provides a steady and experienced presence who can slot in when needed without drastically changing the tactical dynamics Allegri seeks from his goalkeeper. The three centre-backs will be an essential piece of this pragmatic and resilient defensive side. The expected starters will be Malik Teo as the central figure, with Samora and Pavlovic operating as the wide centre-backs. Matteo Gabbia will be the main backup option for the trio, although the squad will require major reinforcements in this area of the team. The defensive line will operate with a heavy emphasis on structure, discipline, and physicality. Allegri has always built his teams on a strong defensive foundation, and this Milan side will be no different. The three centre-backs must be aggressive in their duels, both aerially and on the ground, and this is to ensure opponents find it difficult to penetrate central areas. This toughness in one-on-one moments will be a key deterrent to opposition build-up and attacking transitions. In possession, Teo will assume the role of a defensive ball-playing defender, stepping into midfield during the first phase to receive the ball from the goalkeeper and facilitate deeper progression. Now, this movement into the midfield line adds a numerical advantage centrally, as well as it also opens up passing angles and lanes. Meanwhile, Tamori and Pavlovic will remain slightly deeper, positioning themselves as short passing outlets or maintaining the defensive structure to prevent exposure. This configuration not only reflects Allegri's relationist approach, encouraging flexibility based on the game's state or the opponent's shape, but it also provides the team a compact spine that's capable of withstanding pressure. With Milan sitting deep in a low block or building patiently from the back, this defensive trio will be central to their tactical identity and success moving forward. The fullbacks in this AC Milan setup will be Terracciano and Emerson Royal, who will both be deployed as balanced wingbacks, a role that makes them vital contributors in both attack and defense. At this moment in time, their most likely backups will be Salamakis and Jimenez. Keeping things in line with Allegri's relationist tactical framework, these players won't just provide width on the pitch. They'll essentially help the entire system flow by intelligently adapting their positions based on the game dynamics. In possession, the wingbacks will push high and wide to stretch the play, offering key outlets on the flanks. Their positioning allows AC Milan to switch the play quickly, creates overloads in wide areas, and open up central channels by pulling opposition defenders towards the wings. Whether delivering accurate crosses into the box or linking up in wide combinations, both Terracciano and Royal will be crucial in chance creation. And even when not directly involved on the ball, their high positioning creates gaps in the half spaces, and this can be crucial in allowing the central attackers to exploit those areas on the pitch. Out of possession, both players will drop into a back five, reinforcing Allegri's preference for a solid compact defensive structure. Their job will be to defend crosses, track runners in wide channels, and help prevent overloads on the flanks. This disciplined defensive contribution ensures Milan remain difficult to break down, especially when opponents attempt to circulate the ball and attack the wide areas. Ultimately, their dual responsibility in both transition and static phases will make the wingback roles among the most physically demanding in the team. Allegri will rely on their stamina, positioning, and intelligence in order to link the defensive block with the front line. Next up is the defensive midfielder, a crucial role in Allegri's setup, and Youssouf Fofana looks to be the ideal fit, operating as a ball-winning holding midfielder. Fofana will be tasked with anchoring the central areas on the field, combining defensive aggression with technical poise to provide both protection and progression. When out of possession, his role will be centered around screening the back line and applying intelligent central pressure to disrupt the opposition build-up play. Now, the manager applies a heavy emphasis on compacting the central areas on the pitch, and Fofana's athleticism and reading of the game make him the perfect enforcer in these zones. He will press with timing and awareness, aiming not to just tackle, but also intercept and force mistakes that can spark quick transitions. On the ball, Fofana's job won't be to keep things ticking. He'll be expected to receive passes under pressure, distribute with composure, and most importantly, look for progressive vertical passes that can break lines. Whether it's feeding central midfielders or launching attacks towards the wingbacks and forwards, his passing range will allow Milan to bypass the opposing pressure and accelerate their attacking sequences. And in Allegri's system, this role becomes both the spine of the defensive block and transitional play. The two number 8s will be Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Yunus Musa, who will both serve as box-to-box midfielders with high demands placed on them in and out of possession. Bondo could be a great backup option, but the team will need to add key reinforcements to this position. These two players will form the team's engine room, providing the team the necessary balance between defensive resilience, transitional explosiveness, and attacking support. Loftus-Cheek and Musa are both athletic, dynamic, and technically secure, making them ideal for the roles that demand relentless movements, constant rotation, and adaptability during transitions. They'll operate as the glue between the back line and forward attackers, driving the ball up the field with purposeful carries and maintaining fluid passing combinations with the strikers and overlapping wingbacks. Offensively, these midfielders will often be seen pushing into the final third, making late runs into the box to become targets for cutbacks and crosses, especially when the wingbacks look to stretch the play out wide. Their ability to arrive in central pockets at the right moment will add an extra layer of unpredictability as well as numbers in Milan's attack. Defensively, their work doesn't stop. Both players will be key to controlling the central channels, doubling up alongside Fofana in order to break down the opposition build-up play. Not to mention that they will initiate quick recoveries to switch the tempo and launch counters. Their presence will ensure that Allegri's midfield isn't just creative, but it also needs to be disciplined, industrious, and battle-ready. Lastly, but perhaps most importantly, are the two strikers leading the line for AC Milan, and that will be Rafael Leao and Santiago Jimenez. These forwards offer contrasting profiles that complement each other perfectly, fitting right into Allegri's well-balanced system that values structured chaos in the final third. Jimenez will act as the physical reference points in the attack. He'll be tasked with holding up the play, challenging defenders in aerial duels, and being the consistent outlet when Milan need to go direct. Whether it's absorbing long balls from deep during the build-up, or being the target man for whipped crosses from the wingbacks, Jimenez will embrace the role of the anchor forward. But it doesn't stop there. He'll also be mobile and intelligent enough to drop off the back line, combine with midfield runners, and drag defenders out of position to create space for others. Now, his link-up and physical presence will be essential to Allegri's traditional setup, which often relies on a strong focal point to help initiate the attack. Leao, on the other hand, will be the creative spark and technical marvel in the forward line. With the freedom that Allegri grants to his more explosive players, Leao will be encouraged to roam across the final third, attacking defenders 1v1, drifting into half spaces, and exploiting gaps with his pace, dribbling, and sharp movements. He thrives in transition and can single-handedly turn defense into attack, making him an ideal outlet when Milan win the ball back. The manager's system suits Leao perfectly, allowing him to be the team's most influential and unpredictable attacking threat. So together, Leao and Jimenez will function as a dynamic attacking unit. The one will offer strength and structure, whilst the other offers flair and spontaneity. Their chemistry and movement will be pivotal to Allegri's transitional attacking play, where both players will act as primary targets for out-depth balls, whether it's through long distribution from Mike Mignon, a knockdown from Jimenez, or a threaded pass from the midfield. The backup options are likely to be Christian Pulisic and Jovic, who will provide depth and flexibility for these positions. Now, for the last part of this video, we are going to run through a few names that AC Milan are currently looking at to help complete this Max Allegri system. Now, the Italian side are looking at Vanja Milinkovic-Savic, just in case the likes of Mike Mignon does get sold to Chelsea. And in my opinion, he's been one of the best goalkeepers in Serie A this past season. So he would be a very good first choice option for Milan and Allegri. Now, in terms of the centre-backs, I only have one name on the list, and that is Biol. But I don't think AC Milan need more than that because they're not in European competitions for next season. So they should look to bring in at least one player for this position to have at least two players that they can rotate with the back three. And in my opinion, Biol being that central centre-back could be a fantastic option as he is very physical in the air and is also adequate with the ball at his feet and his distribution. Now, as things stand right now, it does look like Theo Hernandez will be leaving the club. So Milan have been linked with one or two names that they are looking to help replace the Frenchman, that being Firpo and De Kuyper. Now, both of these players could definitely play in the back five system, and I do think that they would flourish as wide attacking options for Max Allegri. Now, Chiesa, in my opinion, is a strange link, but it also makes a lot of sense. He hasn't really worked out or gotten as much game time at Liverpool as what he would have thought, and there are rumours swirling that he could be shifted out the door from the Merseyside club. Now, Chiesa at Juventus had a lot of success under this manager, and it's not so far-fetched to think that he could be reunited with Allegri at some point. And I mean, with the uncertainty of some of the star players in this AC Milan side, that being Mignon, Theo Hernandez, and even Rafael Leao, Chiesa could be the adequate replacement for the Portuguese superstar up front. So it is a contingency plan in case Leao is sold. Into the midfield, and there are three fantastic options that have been linked with a move to the club. The first being Luka Modric, the second being Samuel Ritchie, and the third being Javi Guerra. Now, as far as I know, both Ritchie as well as Luka Modric will be signing for the Rossoneri. So those are two signings that will definitely complement and add to the quality of the side. As for Guerra, I honestly think that he is just the backup option in case one of these two players don't go through. And the last player on this list is Lorenzo Luca, who could be a very good backup to Jimenez as that physical focal point up front. And I do think that AC Milan are considering him just in case they don't re-sign Jovic. And there we go, people. That is how I would imagine Max Allegri could set up this AC Milan side. Keep in mind, it is just a prediction video, and he could change various things and elements of the team throughout the course of the season or even at the start of it. But I've been thinking long and hard of how he could shape and mold the squad with the current players that he has. So yeah, that is just my opinion on the matter, and I do hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to smash the like button down below or the dislike button if you're not that keen on the video. But it would be much appreciated if you could also consider subscribing to the channel. We are trying to hit 30k by the end of this year. year. So if you could be a part of that journey, much love and guidance and all that good stuff, that would be fan-damn-tastic. For those of you who might be looking for some extra content, I've recently started the Brom Squad Gaming Patreon, where I will be releasing some very exciting tactics videos over the next few weeks. So if you are interested in that, the link for it will be down below in the description. Of course, it is a paid for subscription, but all are welcome to join up with that. And if you are also interested in some real life football chats and conversation, I would highly advise you join up with the Brom Squad Gaming Discord server, where we chat everything football as well as FC25. So yes, enough waffle from me. I hope you guys have a smashing goddamn day, and I'm out of here. Peace.